Dear students, today we will discuss about Earth's magnetism. We know that Earth behaves like a magnet. Today we are trying to just understand the behavior of Earth. Why this Earth behaves as a magnet. So the topic is given here. Here B represents the magnetic field, the value of magnetic field. And in fact, the value of magnetic field is not uniform throughout the surface of the Earth. It varies if we move from one place to another place over the surface of Earth. So the value of magnetic field is of the order of 10 to the power minus 5 Tesla. But it varies with location. If we change the place, then value of magnetic field may vary. But what is the reason for Earth's magnetism? Till date, real cause is not clear. Real cause for the magnetism of Earth is not clear. Early thought was that a giant magnet is placed in the interior of Earth along its axis, which is not correct. Previously, it was thought that there is a large magnet and that is placed in the interior of the Earth, and because of that magnet, Earth behaves as a magnet. But that concept was not correct. Now, what is the present day concept? Earth's magnetic field is due to convective motion of metallic fluids. Earth's magnetic field is due to convective motion. Here, there is a term that is convective motion of metallic fluids. So there is convection current. You know that whole Earth is divided into three parts. The interior part, central part is called core, outer part is called crust, and middle part is called mantle. In mantle there is a semi-solid fluids, and these fluids are not stationary because temperature of core is very high, temperature of crust is low. So because of this temperature difference, core is very hot, crust is comparatively cold, and there is a fluid in between. So what will happen? The convective current of fluid will take place. That is, the fluid will take heat from the core and it becomes lighter and it will move up and it will give the heat energy to the crust, and again its energy loses, its temperature decreases, its density increases, and again it will come near the core. So in this way, this fluid is moving like this, and because this fluid is at very high temperature, so it is in the ionic form. And as we know that if ions move, that is if ion is charged, if charge move, it produces electric current. So convective motion of fluids produces electric current, and because of that electric current, you know that if electric current is there, definitely it is associated with magnetic fields. So because of that convective current of fluids, magnetic field of Earth exists. So, and this effect is called dynamo effect. Earth's magnetic field lines, the pattern of electric field lines are similar to that as we obtained in bar magnet. So it is believed that there is a bar magnet inside the Earth. We may assume hypothetically that there is a bar magnet that is placed inside the Earth. But now we will try to discuss what is the direction of effective north and effective south pole of Earth's magnet. Now we will try to explain the term that is magnetic declination and how can we measure the value of magnetic declination at a place. And it should be very clear that the value of magnetic declination changes from one location to another location. We already know that what is a magnetic axis and what is geographic axis. You know that whole Earth is rotating about this geographic axis, that is XY. And over the geographic axis there are 2 points, that is geographic north and geographic south, that exist over the surface of Earth. And there is another axis, that is NM, SM, and this line is actually magnetic axis. Earth is not rotating about this axis, actually Earth is rotating about this axis of rotation, that is XY. And we want to know what is longitude. Longitude is a circle that is passing through north and south pole of the earth. Longitude circle or circles are that circles passing through geographic north and geographic south of the earth. So many circles will pass. If we draw a circle, so many circles. Be careful, all circles must pass through two common points. One point will be geographic north pole, another point will be geographic south pole. So this is one of that circle shown here. Front side is drawn with solid line and hidden part is drawn here by dotted line. Over this longitude circle, we take 2 points. One point is P, another point is P1. Now first we want to know what is the latitude. Latitude is the angle made by that point on the surface of Earth with the equatorial plane. This line that is, suppose this line is OT. This OT is in the plane of the equator. What is in the plane of the equator? And this angle, that suppose there is a point A and another point is B. There are two locations on the surface of Earth. One location is A, another location is B. Just join this location from the center of Earth and try to measure the angle of this line with the equatorial plane. This angle, suppose it is 30 degree. So 30 degree is called latitude of A. 30 degree is called latitude of A, and this 30 degree latitude will be same for all the points situated on this circle. So over this circle, if there is any point, suppose here point is P1, so the latitude of this point is 30 degree, and because it is towards north, so it is 30 degree north. So take another point over the surface of Earth, and that location is B. So join that location from center of the Earth, and angle between this line with the equatorial plane is called latitude of location B. And suppose here latitude of location B is 45 degree north. So latitude of all the points over the surface of Earth situated on this circle will be same. So we can say that A is at lower latitude and B is at higher latitude. B is at higher latitude. Now we will take a compass needle. And place the compass needle at P. So this is the compass needle. When we place the compass needle at P, compass needle reflects in such a direction that it shows this is the direction of magnetic north pole. But how can we find the true north pole? True north pole is actually true geographic north, and it is obtained by just drawing a tangent on longitude circle at that point. So there is the longitude circle and there is the point P. Over that circle at point P we will draw a tangent. So the tangent Pn will give the true value of geographic north. But our compass needle, when we place at P, it shows no, this is not the north pole. This is the direction of north pole, but actually your compass needle shows the direction of magnetic north pole. So this is the true geographic north, and this is the magnetic north shown by compass needle, and the angle between them is called declination. Again we place our compass needle at another location at P1. We know that P1 is at lower latitude, that is 30 degree here. If we place compass needle and we want to measure declination at this point. So first we should measure what is the direction of true geographic north. So definitely we should draw a tangent at this point P1, and this will give the direction of true geographic north. And when we place the compass needle here, then compass needle shows that this is the direction of magnetic north pole. This is the direction of magnetic north pole. So the angle between true geographic north and north shown by compass needle is called declination. And you can see that this angle D, it is declination at higher latitude, and D1 is the declination at lower latitude. And it is very clear that higher latitude declination is large, and at lower latitude declination is low. Declination is low. And this figure also shows how can we find the declination. Declination is the angle between true geographic north and north shown by compass needle. So it should be clear. Today we will explain this geographic meridian. First of all, you see this statement. Geographic meridian is the vertical plane containing longitude circle and axis of rotation of the earth. So here there are two terms here, longitude circle and axis of rotation. So geographic meridian is the vertical plane containing longitude circle and axis of rotation. So just we will try to know about longitude circle. Just you see this is a ball, wooden ball. Suppose this is the earth, and over this earth there is a north pole, this is geographic north, and on another side there is geographic south. So this point is called geographic south pole. This is geographic south pole, and this is geographic north pole. This is geographic north pole. So there are 2 points. This is geographic north and this is geographic south. If we join these two, so this line along the fingers, this is called axis of rotation, and about this line this earth actually rotates like this. This earth is rotating like this. So it is clear that this is the north pole and this is the south pole, and the line joining these 2 points are called axis of rotation. And just you see there is a circle. There is a circle over this earth, and this circle is called longitude circle, because this circle is passing through north pole, geographic north, and also geographic south pole of the earth. So any circle passing through geographic south and geographic north of the earth is called longitude circle. There may be another circle, it may be drawn here. If we draw here, this is another longitude circle. We may also draw here, this is another longitude circle. So there are many longitude circles can be drawn, but just for example we take here only single circle passing through north pole and south pole of the earth, and this circle is called longitude circle. And just we see, if we join these 2 points, that is geographic north and geographic south, then this line is called axis of rotation of the earth. So, and just we see, suppose this is a plane, this is a plane, and just you see this longitude circle, just we want to know what is a geographic meridian. So geographic meridian is a vertical plane. Just you see, it is the vertical plane passing through longitude circle, it is parallel. Just you see, it is passing through longitude circle. It is a vertical plane and it is crossing whole of the earth. It is inside also. So what is longitude? What is geographic meridian? Geographic meridian is the vertical plane passing through longitude circle and axis of rotation of the earth. So this plane is called geographic meridian. This plane is called geographic meridian. So just you see here, this is the earth, and earth has two poles. This is north pole, just you can see here, if it is clear. This is the north pole, and on another side this is south pole. This is south pole. So there are two poles, there are 2 points over the surface of earth. If we join these 2 points, we get a straight line. And this straight line is called axis of rotation of the earth, because about this line actually this earth rotates like this. About this line, earth rotates like this line. And you have, and a circle is shown here. And this circle is passing through north pole and south pole of the earth. So any circle that is passing through north and south pole of the earth is called longitudes. And the line joining north pole and the south pole is called axis of rotation. So what is geographic meridian? Geographic meridian is the vertical plane passing through longitude circle and axis of rotation of the earth is called geographic meridian. So it is the vertical plane containing longitude circle and axis of rotation of the earth. Now what is magnetic meridian? Magnetic meridian is also a vertical plane which passes through imaginary line joining magnetic north and south pole of a freely suspended magnet. Just you imagine, suppose we have a magnet, and this magnet is hanged using a thread, then definitely this magnet will stay in a particular direction. The end of the magnet that shows the north direction is said to be magnetic north of the earth, and the end which shows south pole of the magnet, this shows magnetic south pole of the earth. So just this magnetic needle is hanging freely. It is free to swing in horizontal plane, but it remains in a particular orientation. And suppose there is a vertical plane, just we take another vertical plane passing through, this is also a vertical plane, passing through magnetic north and magnetic south of a freely suspended magnet. Then this plane is called magnetic meridian. Again we want to explain it. If there is a freely suspended magnet, then it will stay in a particular direction, that is north-south direction. And just we imagine, if there is an imaginary vertical plane passing through north and south pole of a freely suspended magnet, then this plane is called magnetic meridian. And if we extend this plane throughout the surface of the earth, then this plane will also cut the earth in another longitude-like circle. And this plane is called magnetic meridian. So in nutshell we can say that if a magnetic needle is hanged freely, then it will stay in magnetic meridian, not in geographic meridian. So magnetic needle always stay in magnetic meridian, and north pole of magnet indicates magnetic north pole of the earth, and south pole of the magnet indicates magnetic south pole of the earth. This is the explanation of geographic meridian and magnetic meridian. Thank you. So now we will discuss angular dip. It is also called inclination and is represented by the letter I. It is the angle between total magnetic field of the earth with the earth's surface. Earth's surface is actually horizontal. It is horizontal, and suppose at this point, suppose at any point P over the surface of earth, if this is the direction of magnetic field, earth's magnetic field, and because earth's surface is horizontal, so we can say this is parallel to earth's horizontal surface. So this shows earth's surface, it is horizontal plane, and this shows the direction of Earth's magnetic field. So the angle between them is called inclination. It is also called angle of dip. So just you see here, the angle between total magnetic field of Earth BE, this is BE, with the surface, Earth's surface, this is Earth's surface. So it should be clear. So B shows Earth's magnetic field at P, and that is, what is P? P is any location on surface of Earth. So just we will try to explain it. Suppose you are standing anywhere and there is a point P here. So this point is P here. So at this point there will be two meridian, you know. First is magnetic meridian, another is geographic meridian. Again we want to recall you, what is geographic meridian? Geographic meridian is a vertical plane passing through axis of rotation of the Earth and one of the longitude circle. That is called geographic meridian. And what is magnetic meridian? Magnetic meridian is also a vertical plane passing through freely suspended magnetic needle and also passing through both the north and south pole of the freely suspended magnet. That is called magnetic meridian. So suppose that plane, there are two planes, and here there are two planes are drawn here. Here a part of that plane is PACD. Here PACD is a part of geographic meridian. There is another plane, that is PFED. It is a part of magnetic meridian. So there are two planes, and at point P, here we can draw two planes. One is geographic meridian, another is magnetic meridian, and the angle between them is called declination, you know. This is actually true direction of North Pole, geographic north, the true geographic north, and this angle is declination. We want to explain it here. What is dip? If we hang a freely suspended magnet here, if we hang a magnet, what will happen? It will not stay in geographic meridian, it will stay in magnetic meridian. It will stay in magnetic meridian, and it may not be horizontal, it may be tilted. It may be tilted. It may dip. Its north pole or south pole may dip. But this dip is in the plane of magnetic meridian. So if a magnetic needle is hanged, and if this magnetic needle is free to rotate in vertical plane, this is also called dip needle. Then this dip needle will dip in magnetic meridian, making certain angle with the horizontal. So here, this is the north pole. This is the north pole of magnetic needle. This is south pole of the magnetic needle. So this shows the direction of magnetic field of the Earth, and it is represented by B. So this shows the direction of B, and now this makes an angle I with the horizontal. So this angle is called inclination. It is also called angle of dip. Now we can resolve this Earth's magnetic field in two components, that is horizontal component and vertical component. So let horizontal component is HE and vertical component is ZE. So the value of vertical component, that is ZE, will be equal to BE sin I, and the value of horizontal component will be BE cos I. If we divide equation 1 by 2, we will get tan I, that is equal to ZE by HE. Again, if we square and add equation 1 and 2, then we can get the value of Earth's magnetic field, that is the square root of ZE square and HE square. Here, this figure also shows that this is the magnetic north pole on the surface of Earth, and if we want to know the value of horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field at this point, so what should we do? If we hang a magnet here, then magnet will hang like this. Magnet will hang like this. This is the direction of north pole, this is the direction of south pole. So this actually shows the direction of Earth's magnetic field. And this can be resolved into two components. This is horizontal component, which is parallel to Earth's surface, it is represented by HE. Another is vertical component, that is Z. And this angle shows the value of inclination, it is also called angle of dip. So in order to explain, in order to describe magnetic field at a point, we need three quantities. First is declination, second is angle of dip, and third is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, and this is called elements of Earth's magnetic field. So we can write here elements of Earth's magnetic field. So to describe magnetic field of Earth at a point, we need number one, declination, which is represented by capital D. Second, inclination, it is also called angle of dip, and it is represented by I. And third is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. Earth's magnetic field, which is represented by the value X, which is represented by HE. And these three are called elements of Earth's magnetic field. This is called elements of Earth's magnetic field. Thank you.